My mouth was like really wet as I was saying it. I was like, please don't dribble on camera. Please don't dribble. Like Gollum eating a fish. Like,
He loves it juicy and wriggling.
I think that might be the cold open, and I'll cut to the...
The Gollum impression came out.
Hello and welcome back to Movie On Up. We are on episode 9, and here's your hosts, Madam Webb. I mean, Madam Barlow. I mean, Adam Barlow.
And me, Jared Leto.
You're an...
what's, what's going on there,
Morbius.
Adam? Have you got Madam Web on your mind? Is Dakota Johnson taking over?
Yeah, I've just got off a call with my therapist actually. We were just discussing Madam Web, and I just can't escape it.
Yeah, right.
It's just such a great film. I can't stop thinking about it.
The reviews for it are outstanding, to say the least.
Yeah.
But I believe we're going to get onto that in a little bit. We're also going
Yeah.
to be talking about Adam managed to go see Iron Claw. I won't lie, I have been lacking in the film department over the past 2 weeks. I'm currently on placement, so struggling to go catch anything. But don't worry, Adam's taking up the roster there, and he's seen Madam Web, he's seen Iron Claw, and then he has also been to the BAFTAs,
Yeah.
everyone.
So more on that later on in the podcast, but I managed to get a press pass to the media center, which is really exciting. Um, and yeah, I'll give a little bit of my thoughts on my experience there, and then we'll also react to the BAFTA winners and some of the nominees that got snubbed, perhaps. So stay
For sure,
tuned.
for sure. Good little lineup for today. What we start with, Adam? We start with Madam Web.
Let's do Madam Web. Let's rip the band-aid off. Okay. So I saw Madam Web. Let's just for the listeners to know what kind of mind frame I was in. I went for an 8:40 screening on Friday night. Okay.
In the morning on Friday night.
Friday
Okay,
night, yeah.
wow.
8:40 Friday night in the morning, yes. Yeah, not a great time to see any film really, unless you've had pre-drinks. Which
Yeah,
actually I just remembered
that's
I did. I had a double Disaronno and Coke, but yeah, it didn't help.
could have
So
done with maybe four double Disaronno
yeah,
Cokes.
yeah. But here we go. I've written a list. I just had to put my thoughts down on the bus home after my cinema trip. And I'm just going to run you through these, and I feel like this might give a good overall sense of my thoughts on this film. Of course, Madam Web's been quite heavily talked about online for all the wrong reasons, I think it's fair to say.
Mm, I think we can say
So
it's been slagged off so much.
yeah, I mean, I did a big old review, and I would read that out, but I'm just going to go. Yeah, I'll give you these bullet points. I think they're easy to reel off. So watching the trailers before this film could quite easily be likened to waiting for an injection. I think that was the sort of just sheer dread that was hanging over me. I bought half price BLT though from the Costa, which is quite nice. So that was, I was that brought me up a little bit in mood.
Yeah, best part of the cinema trip, one could
Yeah,
say.
yeah. I actually walked out of the cinema as well with a stone in my shoe, and I said that was a more pleasant experience. So, yeah. And then I've literally just quoted the film here. It says, "Don't do dumb things." There's a line where Dakota Johnson goes, she leaves the kids, the teenagers behind, and she goes, "Hey guys, don't do dumb things. Just don't do dumb things." And I turned to my mate Ollie, who I saw the film with. I was like, "If only someone had said that in the writers' room." Got him. I've also written down another quote from the film here. When you take on the responsibility, great power will come. They genuinely said the
Oh,
film. Yeah.
it's
In
just the
my
re. I've oh
in
goodness.
my mind as well, I don't think the line with great power comes great responsibility is really that good enough to warrant all
No.
these. It's not that good in itself. So I don't know why
No.
Sony and Marvel keep being like, "Hey, remember this line? We're gonna say it again, but in a sixth different way." Like, no,
Yeah,
no
but
one
in a
asked.
worse way. Yeah, because Aunt May in No Way Home says it in a different way as well, doesn't she?
Yeah, and yeah, that's also convoluted and stupid. Yeah, oh dear.
Convoluted and stupid, common theme of these Sony films, let me tell
Yeah.
you that.
By far, they're the funniest scene. I will give a synopsis of this film in a minute, but let me just reel off my anger first. There's a scene where the villain wakes up. He's trying to rizz up this woman basically to get some high-tech CCTV technology that can scan faces and track down anyone. The film is set in 2003, by the way, so I'm convinced the only reason they've done that is so that CCTV isn't good like it is today. Because if it
Hmm.
was, this film would be over in 2.5 minutes. And I wish it was. I wish it was, but it isn't. Basically, he's trying to brizz up this woman. He wakes up in a cold sweat. It's like Hayden Christensen in Revenge of the Sith, that kind of vibe where he wakes up, he's shirtless, and he's like, in the future, I'm going to be murdered, is what he says, just randomly in the middle of the night. And this
Good.
woman that he's sleeping with wakes up and she's like, darling, what are you talking about? Like, just completely ludicrous. That whole scene is, I'd almost urge someone, I think that's less than 10 minutes in. And honestly, wait for that scene. Like, you will laugh your head off and then you could probably just leave because that is the funniest bit of the film. That is the worst and funniest bit, I would say.
It's nice to
Just
know
that,
it really peaks in the first 10 minutes.
yeah, yeah. It won't take up much of your time, this film. Also, the sheer number of Peter Parker references that they do. So they literally, Peter Parker is born in this film. What Peter Parker, I don't know, but his mum is literally in this
Yeah.
film. Adam Scott plays Ben Parker, Uncle Ben. In fairness, and I do like Adam Scott, he's very good in this film. He's like a bright spot. He's like the sticker you get at the dentist, you know. You've been through hell, but at least you've got a little bit of something to show for
Got a
it.
little Nemo sticker, yeah.
Yeah.
Is he so is he meant to be Marissa Tomei's? Is that who plays him in No
No,
Way Home?
um, no, I don't think so. Although
So who
you don't see Aunt May in this film, but I don't believe the ages line up. Someone's done the maths, but I think that's probably what Sony were trying to do because Adam Scott does look quite like Tom Holland, I would
like
say.
Tom Holland? Yeah, totally.
But it's annoying because I almost wouldn't mind if they did have a flashback with Adam Scott in the MCU, but they obviously can't do that now because he's been in a shit film. Um, but yeah,
I think
I
it's
guess
meant
the
to be
nice,
though, right?
yeah, I think so. It's probably what they were going for, but it doesn't really work.
But then, yeah, you no, you're right because isn't aren't the Venom films in the Andrew
Yeah, right.
Andrew Maguire? What's his name? Not
They've
Andrew
never
Maguire.
confirmed anything, have they? Andrew Garfield,
Andrew Garfield.
Toby Garfield, and Andrew Maguire.
Toby Garfield film. Yeah. God, go on, carry on, Adam. This already seems like an Argyle style head fuck.
Yeah, yeah, that's accurate. Um, there's more Spider-Man references as well. Like the villain in this film has a Spider-Man suit. You've probably seen it in the trailer.
Yeah.
Why he has a Spider-Man suit already doesn't make sense because Spider-Man doesn't exist. So he's just made a suit for the fun of it, I guess. And at one point they say, "Oh my God, he looks like a spider guy," or like, "Oh, he walks on the ceiling at one point," and they're like, "Oh my God, we should call him Ceiling Guy." I'm like, just fuck off.
Maybe we should call him Spider Dude. Like,
Yeah, like a spider person. That's what I've quoted here. Sorry, like a spider person. It's awful. Also, this is a tangent. This film, for whatever stupid reason, sets up the fact that these spiders that give people powers are from the Peruvian jungle. And in Peru, there's a whole tribe of people with spider powers, except they can't do the web swinging because you know that's like tech, right? And
no.
having spider powers is a lot less cool, by the way, when you can't swing. So the villain like just sort of jumps everywhere, and like every now and then will sort of punch something that shows his strength. But it's like it's not cool when you're just leapfrogging around. Spider-Man is actually he's only cool really because of the web swinging, and this film kind of proves that.
The
Um,
clip I've seen was is where he's like crawling on the state on this tube station roof chasing them.
yes,
And
yeah,
he's just like
yeah,
like it
yeah.
looks so bad.
It is bad. But the fact that they set up this whole tribe of people with spider powers, not only completely undermines and makes Spider-Man seem completely, far, far, far less exciting and unique because it's like, oh, well, there was a whole tribe just 20 years ago, mate, that had your exact same abilities.
Mm.
It completely rips everything from him. And it doesn't make any sense. This isn't in the comics. This isn't in any other film. It's just waffle. It's stupid. The editing in this film is really shoddy. So Madam Web's powers, clairvoyance, she can basically see a little bit into the future. And
I
the
went
way
to
they
school with clairvoyance.
uh,
That was a bad one.
I'm keeping it in. Um,
So.
yeah, the editing that they use to show it is just it's loud, it's bright, and it really disorientates you. Um, they do this thing, particularly in the paramedic scenes in the opening sort of half of the film, where the shot keeps going zooming in and out, like you do when you like slide your thumb and you're recording on a Snapchat story or on TikTok. It's like that sort of effect, and it doesn't add
No.
anything. It's got no rhyme or reason within the dialogue. It's got absolutely no place in the film. It just looks tacky. There's really terrible symbolism, just incredibly blunt. There's literally a moment where she has blood on her hands because she's imagining someone that's about to die, and then she tries to stop him from driving this car, which is going to get hit because you've seen this happen before, just like 10 seconds ago. And then it does happen, and then she looks down, and then she's got blood on her hands again, and then she's like, "Oh my God." And it's just, yeah, we get it. You feel guilty. You don't literally need to put blood on her hands. We know, we saw the film. We're still in our seats. There's also a weird focus on CPR, and apparently they didn't even teach that right because they tell you to interlock the fingers, which is how you break your fingers. Apparently, I'm not a CPR trained boy, but apparently that's wrong. So even that they cocked up. Dakota Johnson, yeah, I will get into the actual detail of this film at some point, but Dakota Johnson plays Madam Web, aka Cassandra Webb. Again, her surname is Webb. Stupid, stupid film.
Yeah, really on the nose there, isn't it?
Dakota Johnson is just wooden. She's really unlikable. She's also she's a bit of a bitch in this film. I mean, the character is a bitch to these other characters. She's not like she's just really shut off from the world. And maybe in the last 30 seconds of the film, maybe in the last minute of the film, she's quite nice, but it just comes out of nowhere and it's not earned or anything. I've just put here walking through a wet cobweb would be more stimulating. I think that's a pretty sweeping but accurate statement for this film. Um, I'll say the second act was probably a little bit stronger than the rest of the film because they started to have a little bit of fun with the seeing the alternative timeline. So she kind of sees this version of events where all three of the teenagers, played by Sydney Sweeney, Celeste O'Connor, and I forgot the third actor's name. I'm really sorry, but she sees them all get murdered by the villain. He just comes in, breaks their neck, and they haven't got superpowers yet. It's just, yeah, it's so convoluted. It's really, really baffling and bewildering. Everyone seems embarrassed to be involved. Um, it's just terrible. It's not good. There's maybe the odd scene that's like, okay, that might be interesting in the hands of a more capable team, but yeah, it doesn't work on
Is
any
it
level.
is it at least fun, or is it so bad that it becomes not fun to watch?
Not really, because I think the whole point of like her very superpower is not only ill-defined and vague, but also the fact that you can see the future. Like in the third act, they're running through a firework factory that's exploding, and she's literally seeing a few minutes ahead of where the fireworks are going to hit and what part of the building is going to collapse. And you see this, you see her seeing it. So you already know, okay, well, she's aware of that. And then sure enough, 30 seconds later, they dodge it, and that's it. So it's like you can't be caught out because the character is never caught out anymore.
Hmm. Yeah,
And
she
she
just
all of a
knows
sudden,
it, so
with
there's
like
no
no
way.
with no training, she just is all of a sudden really good at controlling the superpower, which is it's also kind of just a boring superpower. It's not interesting. It's just
It's just
I'm trying to
Sherlock
think of
from the BBC Sherlock, right? Like
yeah,
entering
yeah.
her mind palace and just like I'm trying to think what
Yeah.
other films have done this because it sounds really familiar.
I'm sure there are superpowers. I really, yeah, I'm blanking, but there's got to be some people that can see the future or having like super
Oh,
speed.
it's Final Destination. It's the Final Destination films are exactly that. Yeah,
Okay.
where he has a clairvoyant view of how everyone's going to die, so they all go out their way to stop dying. Like that's literally
Uh,
what that is. Yeah.
yeah, it's really tacky. I think that's the key word for it. Um, but I mean, I really don't want to talk about this film any more than I have to, but I'll just give a quick overview. We should have done this at the start, but I don't care, and neither does the film. Um, basically, Cassandra Webb, she's in the comics, she's an old blind lady. In this film, she's played by star of 50 Shades of Grey, Dakota Johnson. Go figure.
Who cannot
Um,
act either. Like
no,
she is a poor actor.
um, she's quite sarcastic in the press interviews, and I feel like that's more entertaining than anything in this film. Sydney Sweeney's in it. That's probably why people have gone to see this film.
Yeah, right. Enough said. That's the only selling point, maybe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
The guy who plays the villain, whose surname is Rahim, I think, or Rahim, he was nominated for a BAFTA in 2020. And to see him in this now,
or
I didn't see I don't know, it was not a well-known film. I think it was like the lockdown year.
but
So
nominated for a BAFTA, yet he's in this.
yeah, he's by far he comes off the worst in this film out of anyone. It's
I've
yeah.
seen. I mean, I'll spoil it because obviously he's going to die. But
Mm.
I've seen his death clip on TikTok, and
Yeah.
it looks phenomenal.
So throughout the film, characters drink Pepsi, and the way that the villain dies in the end is they fight in a firework factory, and on the top of this firework factory is a big old statue that is a big old sign, neon sign that just says Pepsi Cola. And this sign is falling apart, fireworks are going off, and just essentially she sees, and also you see this vision like throughout the film. Like in the first 20 minutes, she has a vision of this final battle. So even then, you know exactly where the film's heading. It just removes any sense of
Yeah, any
surprise.
suspense, right?
Yeah.
They're just you know exactly what's going to
Not even
happen.
that because the villain's so bland, he's got really like pretty weak powers because he can't web swing. He's not very agile. He gets hit by a car twice in this film, and that sort of wipes him out for the next 10 minutes of the movie. And he just kind of monologues and his whole motive, right? He basically wants to kill these three teenage girls who haven't yet got their superpowers, but they are going to be Spider Women in the future. And these are like fan favorite characters, right? That have like I think one of them appeared in the Spider-Verse movie, right?
Yeah,
So these are characters that people were excited to see on screen. And there is one scene where they actually have their superpowers and their suits. And it's not even reality. It's just a dream that the villain has. So he has this recurring dream where these Spider Women murder him. Um, and that's kind of it. And he's like, I don't know who they are or why they kill me or whatever. That's just kind of what happens. And he's fearing of this thing. So he goes out to kill these teenagers, and that's about it. There's not really a film, there's no plot. Like,
isn't it
it
kind of
doesn't.
baffling that they are doing a whole film and yet there's all these Spider Women characters, and
Mm,
theoretically, this film should be doing so good that each of those characters are now going to get a spin off, but they're
yeah.
definitely not getting a spin off, right?
No.
Like,
I think even as bad and as underdeveloped as they are in this movie, you pick any three of those teenagers, they'd be infinitely more exciting than Madame Web herself. So I don't know why she's the lead of this film. She's reluctant to help, and she's boring and she's grumpy the whole time. It's really shocking and sad that people actually like didn't stop them and were like, "What are you doing?" Like this film is not releasable, I would say. I've not seen Morbius, so I can't compare it to that. But people have said it's worse.
I'd love to know if the Sony execs are like thriving off the meme culture,
They
but I don't
must
think
be.
this is making enough money to
It's
justify.
just, I
I think
think
Morbius did, but I don't think this is.
Venom, right, came out in 2018. Okay. And they got lucky with that film. I've not seen the first Venom film. I've only seen the second one from 2021. But the 2021 sequel wasn't that well received. It didn't make as much money. You would have thought they've got the hint by now, like these aren't working. But the fact
Hmm.
that we've got Madam Web that's just come out, load of trash. We've also still got this year Venom 3 in the later half of the year, and in the summer we've got Craven the Hunter with Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah.
I like Aaron Taylor Johnson as an actor. That
Aaron Taylor Johnson is so good, and this is
so
going to
I
be.
really don't want to see him fall flat on his face in this movie, but it's going to happen if it's by the same sort of people that are behind this. It really is, yeah, insane.
The Craven thing upsets me because I think Craven could be so good, and Aaron Taylor Johnson's so good, but it's going to be on the exact same quality as this, isn't it? My God. Oh, Adam, we're going to dip into a little game here since we were talking about the Sony Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
The
something to lift my spirits, please.
Yeah, right. So I'm going to read out some short reviews, and they are from one of the Sony verse Marvel films. So it's either Venom, Venom 2, Madam Web, or Morbius. You've got to tell me which one this review is for.
Okay.
Best gay rom-com of the year. The MCU could never.
Um, okay, I'm thinking Eddie Brock and Venom kind of dynamic. Is it is it Venom Let There Be Carnage?
It is. It's Venom.
Oh,
I don't know whether they're talking about Venom and Eddie, or they could be talking about Eddie and um, what's the Hunger Games guy who's in this?
oh, Woody Harrelson, yeah,
Woody
Cletus
Harrison.
Cletus Cassidy or something. Yeah.
They could be talking about him, but I'm
Yeah,
not too
well,
sure.
yeah, they do bite each other, don't they, at one point? The fact that also, sorry, the fact that Madam Web came out on Valentine's Day, who the heck decided that?
Imagine
The
going to
amount of
see it.
couples that are now seeking out counselling, I feel for them.
Okay. Review two. The editing in this is enough to kill a small Victorian child.
It's, it has to be Madam Web, surely.
Yeah, well
Yeah.
done, Adam. That is one of
As a Victorian child, I can confirm.
Is it really that bad?
The editing is by far the worst part of it. I almost want you to see it just so that you can kind of relate to my hurt.
Yeah, I think I might
Because
catch
if
it.
I wasn't doing this podcast, I don't think I'd have seen it. Like it's kind of not even the reviews are like, don't even see it. It's not even so bad. It's funny. When it ended, I clapped three times and went like, ha ha, like a kind of fake laugh. Yeah.
This one might be a bit more difficult. So it says the actor's name at the beginning, so I'll just say blanks. Blank is like King Midas, except from turning everything to gold, everything they touch turns to shit.
Um.
So you can
Okay.
tell me
Well,
what film you think that's for, and go on, give me a guess on the actor.
it's got to be. Um. It surely isn't Tom Hardy. So surely Eddie. Like oh my God, what's the character called? Uh, Morbius, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
because
Um,
Jared Leto
Jared
is
Leto,
like
yeah.
King Midas. Everything he touches turns to shit.
That's really, yeah. I don't like Jared Leto's vibe at all. I'm sorry. It just
No,
is a bit
I'm not a
creepy.
fan. There you go. You're like this one, Adam. I think this film made me miss Argyle.
Not necessarily a bad thing.
It
Is it Madam Web?
is Madam Web, Adam. Well done.
I don't know which one I'd rather see. No, definitely Argyle. Absolutely Argyle.
Wow, and you didn't like Argyle, Adam. So
No. Argyle was like a 5 out of 10 at best.
wow.
But I would say Madam Web makes Argyle look like James Bond's Skyfall.
Well, speaking of that, this film makes Morbius look like the Godfather.
Is it Madam Web again?
It is. Well, oh, this good one. First date idea. Take her to see this film and tell her the cinema's empty because you rented out the entire theater for her.
I mean that could be any. I mean, bar Venom 1, that could be any of them. Who you hit me with three Madam Webs in a row?
Yeah, it was three Madam Webs in a
Ah,
row. Yeah,
yes. Because I think at least Morbius people did go to see because they thought it'd be funny, but Madam Web people are like, I refuse. I cannot do this.
yeah, yeah. Because you're right. With
Can
they're
I
all
also
released on
say
Valentine's
I
Day.
forgot to mention this. I saw it in iSense as well. iSense.
No,
There were
why
about
the
15 people
hell?
there. 15 people in the screening.
In an eye sensor room, Jesus.
Yeah.
Right, there we go. We've got another one. This film feels like the most artistically bankrupt, cynical, and clueless movie I've ever seen.
Could be any of them.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Venom Let There Be Carnage.
No, that one's Morbius.
Morbius.
But I think the fact that you've said that could be Venom and it could definitely be Madam Web is a real standpoint on what sort
Yeah.
of content the Sony cinematic universe is creating right now.
Yeah. It's kind of baffling that Sony can be attached to No Way Home, the Spider-Verse movies, and Madam Web. Like, how does it doesn't make sense, man.
Before Iron Man and The Dark Knight, this is how so many superhero movies used to be. Simple characters with clunky first act origins, yet intuitive and funny in the second act.
Okay,
This
well,
person loved this film.
Venom, just because it's the only one that's
Yeah,
half decent. Okay.
yeah, well done. It is Venom. I think we
For
got
the record,
one
I
more.
thought Venom Let There Be Carnage was fun for what it was.
This one is just a forward review. Bearing in mind this has got half a star, it just says movies are so fucking back.
Is it Morbius? Yeah.
With half a star.
Oh dear. Have you got
See,
one
that's
more?
the thing as well. Yeah, there's one more. The thing is that this film hasn't even got that Morbius meme appeal. Like, I think Morbius was funny, but oh my God.
Yeah.
Final one. This 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 film is kind of like having your brain ruptured, minus the satisfaction of
Madam
at
Web.
least being dead at the
Madam
end.
Web. Madam Web, please. Madam Web.
That was for Black Adam.
A film I saw actually 2 weeks ago today, at time of recording, was The Iron Claw. The cast includes Zac Efron, who is beef-caked up. He is huge in this film. He looks uncomfortably muscular.
Yeah, he looks kind of disgusting, doesn't he? Especially with the haircut.
Yeah, yeah, he's very greasy. He's very sweaty in this film. Speaking of grease, it's also got Jeremy Allen White, cousin.
Cousin.
Lily James is in there. Harris Dickinson, um, Holt McCallany. So, solid cast, solid
Solid
cast.
cast, yeah. And
Um,
obviously, Dickinson is your little new favorite boy, isn't he?
yeah,
So
yeah, he's definitely an actor to keep your eye on, I think. He's so hot right now.
so hot right now. We spoke about actors who are hot right now in our episode a couple of weeks ago, so you should go back and give that a listen if you haven't already.
We did, I think episode 3, I think it was.
Wow, that long ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Jesus.
6 weeks ago. Where on earth is the time going?
We're
Anyway,
rebranding at 10 Adam, don't worry.
we are. Yeah, stay tuned. It's gonna be a podcast about, I
We're
don't know,
gonna a huge
something completely
rebrand on
different.
episode 10.
Well,
Episode 10 felt so far away, and now it's next week, and it's like, oh shit.
it's kind of mad, yeah. So anyway, what is the Iron Claw about? Well, it refers to a famous wrestling move used by Fritz von Erich, who was the father to, I believe, 5 children, or potentially 6 children actually in real life. I'm pretty sure they left one out of the film because it was just narratively there wasn't even time to include this other character. But basically, it's a very sad, um, quite visceral, raw sports thriller about this family of wrestlers who are just pushed to their absolute limits by their dad, and some of them meet some really depressing, grisly deaths because of it. I won't go into it too much because I think it's really part of the film's enjoyment comes from not knowing about this story. So I kind of you can kind of infer from the trailer that it's not going to be a particularly happy film.
For
So
sure. There's shots of funerals and everything, isn't there?
yeah,
And crying
yeah.
and all of that.
So there's a lot of loss. It's a lot about mental health, I think, particularly for men. You know, how far should you push yourself beyond your comfort zone? I think it was really, really well done. Zac Efron, obviously, I actually haven't seen him in that much, I'll be honest. I think I've seen him in the first High School Musical, 13 going on 30, and probably clips of The Greatest Showman, right? But I can't honestly say I've seen him in that much. So this is definitely the most serious role, absolutely the most serious role that I've seen him do. And he's kind of brooding, but you can really tell he's cracked under pressure and he's really properly struggling. Um, and there's a wonderful scene, probably the best scene in the film for my money. It really is the last scene of the film. I won't give it away, but it's really emotional, and I think Zac Efron is particularly fantastic in that scene. There's loads of moments, loads of little nuggets of great cinema in this film, I think. I and I'd happily watch it again, but it's kind of it does take a lot out of you. I think to its credit,
Mm.
it really does make you feel as though you're a wrestler in its own sort of way, and you've taken a few beatings by the end of the film. It's got about a 2 hour, 10 minute runtime, I believe. So, you know, not too long either. It's a nice length, I think, and it really is quite crushing by the end. It's just really like you think it's, oh, well, that's the worst thing that can happen to this family, and then something else, another three or four things will happen, and you're like, oh, you know, how on earth they hold it together, I don't know. But just a fascinating story and probably the strongest film there is in the cinema at the moment. But well, All of Us Strangers, if you can still get a showing of that, that probably is a little bit better. But The Iron Claw, I think, yeah, it's I don't know why it wasn't nominated for more stuff really. It's a bit of a snub, I'm not gonna lie. I think Harris
That's
Dickinson is
what I'm
really great.
seeing. Yeah.
Jeremy Allen White as well. I've only seen him in The Bear, but he's fantastic in this film. Probably my favorite actor in the movie, actually. He really is great in it. I also think the soundtrack is really good. The kind of way they place you in I think it's kind of set in is it early 80s, early 70s? I think early 70s, and it goes to about the 1990s. Um, but the soundtrack in it, like particularly, there's a house party that they go to, and they've got Fear the Reaper by the Blue Oyster Cult, and that is just such a
Mm.
banger. Yeah, really,
I think
it
that's in
really,
the trailer.
yeah.
Mm.
It's very effective at just dropping you into this time frame, and it's kind of you don't question it. You're just like, okay, I'm here. It's grimy, it's dusty, and it's, you know,
Yeah, it's quite a
Texas kind
relevant
of,
song as well, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, Southern America.
Mm.
Yeah, would really recommend.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where, like I said, I've just been on placement, so I haven't caught it. What's your like relationship to wrestling? Do you have any prior knowledge or anything to wrestling?
No, not really. I just remember
No, so
growing up
neither here.
seeing, no, I remember growing up like seeing toys and stuff, and I think I might have had a wrestling. I literally just remember this now. I've not thought about this for like 15 years, but I definitely had a wrestling toy, an arena, and then there was like a table, a chair, and like I had two probably real life wrestlers, and like you just kind of threw them into each other. But yeah, I do remember having fun with that, but I've never watched it. I don't, yeah, I know The Rock, I
Yeah, so
know You Can't See Me, and I know
yeah.
Dave Batista.
John Cena, Dave Batista, yeah, the actors.
Yeah.
Does the film do a good job of explaining the whole wrestling thing? Because obviously it's fake, isn't it? This is the whole thing. And
Yeah.
this was something that I was wondering if it would explain how they win in an environment that is fake. I wasn't sure if it would explain that.
Not really.
Mm,
I
okay.
think no, not really, because you see scenes where they're talking about the maneuvers that they're going to do, and they're really kind of planning it out as though it's a sort of stage fight, right? Which for all intents and
Mm,
purposes it is. And you kind of, yeah, I don't really know how they make progression, I guess, in the sport. I think it's a lot to do with charisma and the sort of showmanship of it all. Because like Harris Dickinson's character, he's one of the younger brothers in the family. He's not had as much pressure put on him by the father. So he's quite good at running his mouth off and being quite funny. in like press interviews and stuff. So he's got that, whereas he may not be the most skilled fighter. He ends up doing better than the others at one point because of his personality, more than
Right.
his
Okay.
technical
Yeah.
ability
Yeah.
to fight. So it's a little bit unclear in terms of that. But then I don't think that's the main takeaway from the film. It's
It's
kind of
not the
just
film. Yeah, for sure.
no, it's the stress and it's the kind of unsaid things that I think are most powerful in the film, rather than perhaps the actual sport itself.
Yeah. Yeah. I need to go see it. It's one that, like, similar to you, I have no relationship to wrestling or anything, but the film just looks good. And I've seen, like you said, a lot of people saying it's kind of been snubbed and it should have been nominated for more stuff and that. So it's on my list, and I'm glad you got to go check it out and review it for the podcast. But yeah, I need to go check it out. You know, I came downstairs, right? And my brother and my dad were watching a film on the TV
Mm.
innocently. And then I sit down, and you know what film they're watching? Harry Potter. And
Which
you know
one?
who's in Harry Potter? Toby Joe.
Yeah,
He's
that man.
everywhere.
Jesus.
Do you think he'll be in Fantastic Four?
Of course he will be. Of course he will be. He'll be playing Doctor Doom.
Yeah, imagine if they cast Toby Jones as Doctor Doom.
You can see it happening. It's gonna happen. You can't escape him. He's like Mud on
Can't
the dance
escape.
floor. He's the human version of that song.
That is a good comparison.
What do you make of the Fantastic Forecast, though?
So I think that what's his name? Ebon, whatever the
Moss
hell.
Backrack, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a really good cast.
Yeah.
I
Can
think
you
that's great.
imagine
I
him?
think for
Hey,
yeah,
another thing, I'm the cousin.
I'm your cousin.
I'm your cousin. I'm your
And
cousin.
then I think Vanessa Kirby is really good casting.
Yep.
Um, I'm a little worried about what's his name, matey from Stranger Things.
Joseph
I feel like
Quinn.
they might, yeah, I think they might maybe just be jumping on that bandwagon
Mm,
of, oh my God, he was really popular for Stranger Things for his like one big role he's had. And they're like,
yeah.
perfect, cast him as this. I think it could work.
Had they cast this film maybe 6 months later, I can tell you now it would have been Paul Mescal being the
Yeah, it
Human Torch.
totally would be Paul Mescal. You're exactly right.
Or Paul
You're
Mescal,
spot
sorry.
on.
Dorothy
Yeah,
Little Messer.
you're so right. It would 100% be Paul Mescal or Barry Keegan.
Barry Keoghan. Oh, can you imagine?
It's just like a rotating roster, isn't it? Of
Yeah.
oh, these people are famous at the minute, and it's exactly why they got Pedro right to do Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, let's be honest.
But I think that's good. I think people are being unnecessarily harsh on the Pedro casting.
Absolutely. People hate when something's popular.
Yeah, we said it the other day, didn't we? That the person people hate on next will be Paul Mescal.
Yeah.
Like that will be the next thing that people go, oh, he's in everything. Blah 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 blah. And ironically, he's in Gladiator 2 with Pedro Pascal. So
Yeah.
very
Passing
cute.
the torch. Yeah. God, yeah, they're all together.
But
Oh my goodness. Joseph Quinn
and
will be
Joseph,
there. Toby
no, he
Jones.
is.
Oh, he is. I think you're right. Yeah, no, I think you are right. God, Gladiator 2 is
It
going to
was
be where careers collide. They're either going to blow up or crash and burn.
Paul Mescal, Pedro Pascal, Barry Keegan, and Joseph Quinn are all in
No
Gladiator 2.
way. And Toby Jones as well.
And Matt Lucas, apparently.
Man,
What? Where
he
the
better
hell is
not
Matt
be.
Lucas? I'm not a big Matt Lucas fan. He annoys me. If Matt Lucas has one hater, it's me. Anyway, I think Pedro will be good because he plays dads in both The Last of Us and Mando, kind of. I think it will work as a dad figure. And they've obviously gone for a little bit of older casting, but he doesn't look old. So I don't think it's weird pairing in with Vanessa Kirby because Joaquin Phoenix didn't look weird casted with Vanessa Kirby, and he's obviously older. So I think it's quite well done. I think he'll look good. Let's just hope it's a good film, Adam. That's the worry.
It'll be fantastic.
They'll be. You can tell. I can tell the letterbox reviews are just going to be. This is fantastic.
This is four.
I give this 4 out of 10. Fantastic. It's set in the 60s as well, isn't it? So at least that's a bit of a different spin on it. It could be fun.
Mm.
Because I do like the Captain America stuff where he wakes up in 2010 after being frozen in 45 or whatever. I do like that about the Captain America film. So I presume they'll do something kind of similar where they like travel through the dimensions and end up in 20 whatever rather than 1964. So, Adam, now it's time for your little segment, I think. You got to go to the BAFTAs at the weekend in the
Yes.
press tent. How was it?
Yeah, so I got the train up Sunday morning, hung around Soho for a little bit, got a meal deal. I ate about three or four meal deals in the space of 48 hours. Um, I've left my blazer jacket at home, so I had to go and find a Next and buy one for like, so I was already 80 quid down before the event even started. But anyway, made it to the premiere in that I booked, went to the event in the heart of the South Bank Centre. It was held this year at the Royal Festival Hall, and I got had a press pass to go to the media centre. So I obviously, but I was there reporting for Nerve Media, which is the Bournemouth University like student union media output thing that we have. So we've got radio, TV, online, that sort of thing. So I wrote articles and tweeted out on my journalism account as well, updates throughout the night. And basically, how it worked was I walked into this room. It was kind of like a call center, that sort of layout with loads of long tables, and you sat down with your laptops, loads of like plugs and chargers everywhere, just wires running everywhere. And you could put on these headphones, and you could hear these three or four big old, like primary school, secondary school, big old screens that they have, like touch screen things. It was like that, and they were playing on two of them the broadcast that went out on BBC. And then on the other ones, you had the winners' press conference hosted by our good old friend from BBC Radio 1, Ali Plum, who I'm pretty sure, 95% sure, did poke his head in at one point because I remember just staring at someone. I was like, I'm sure that's Ali Plum. And I was like smiling at him. And he looked over and like saw that I was looking at him and then sort of shortly after walked away. So I don't know if I offended Ali Plum by making direct eye contact, but maybe I should have played it more cool. But I'm pretty sure he poked his head in, which was cool. Yeah, I didn't get clearance for the red carpet, of course, because we don't have the sort of reach as a media company. But yeah, it was still like really fascinating insight into the entertainment journalism world, I guess. And to see behind the scenes of such a big event was really mad. So yeah, it was tiny little bit anticlimactic because the people I was sat next to, like I saw a B reel that this girl got with Ryan Gosling, and I
Oh
just thought
my
that's
God.
right. Like, how excellent is that? And I thought, I couldn't get that sort of clout, unfortunately. But yeah, it was lovely to go along. I got a little press pass memento. Alfie, I got you the running order for the show, so little exclusive gift there. Really enjoyed it, and it was a lovely night. And David Tennant hosted. He did a fantastic job. I thought it was excellent,
Yeah, he was good. Because
really
last year it was
energetic. Yeah,
our friend of the
it
show,
was
Richard E.
Richard
Grant.
Richard E. Grant. We must talk about this, by the way. We've not mentioned it yet, but Richard E. Grant
Oh my God,
collabed on a
the,
TikTok
the
with
video.
yeah with a brilliant TikToker whose name I'm currently forgetting, but he's
Yeah, I'm
hilarious.
blanking as well.
But yeah, so funny. Check it out. It came out a couple weeks ago now, but they
Yeah,
basically
it's
run
on
into
Richard
each
E.
other.
Grant's account. Yeah, it's
It's
so good.
brilliant.
You said that we don't have the reach, so we couldn't get our press access, but you never know. Maybe 2 years down the line, Adam, or BAFTAs 2025, moving on up pod will be on the red carpet
Yeah. Oh my
interviewing.
goodness. That's the
Because
dream.
I mean, some of the accounts are small that are on the
Yeah,
red carpet. So
for
you
sure.
never know.
I think Henry Calvert was there. Um, who I like Henry, and to be honest, I don't know how I've not bumped into this guy yet because he seems to be at every event that I go to. Like
Yeah,
he was at
right.
Star Wars Celebration last year. I was like, how have I not? I don't know what I'd say if I bumped into him. I'd just be like, good job wrapping us
Yeah.
nerds, you know?
No, he's all right. Bless him. Like
Yeah,
he
I
seems
think
harmless,
I
but
think he's really
I'm
funny.
just jealous. That's all it is.
Bless him. If he
You
wants to
told me
come on the
that the
podcast,
security guard.
it'd be great to get Henry on the podcast,
I'd
wouldn't it?
love to. Yeah, it might bring us a bit of traction. Maybe you should just slide him a DM. He
We
might do
should.
that. You never know. You told me that the security guard was a bit antagonistic towards you. Tell me about that.
Yeah, they were a bit as with all security, they don't really know who you are, what you're doing there, or what the event actually is. So,
Yeah, right.
so it
They're
took me
just
a
hired
couple,
and he turned up.
yeah, it took me a couple laps of the building to actually get in. But yeah, at one point I was sat down in what I thought was the media center, and I'd basically been pointed to the actual gallery of the event. So I was sat at the back of this room well, it was like a corridor more than a room, just really busy, no seats for me to sit down. I kind of looked around looking a bit lost, like a sad little damp puppy. I was like, oh, I don't know where to sit. And then I finally turned the corner and realized, oh wait, yeah, no, this isn't even the media center. I was just sat there watching like the director of the event, like trying to broadcast the actual ceremony. And I was there like, oh, where do I tweet about this thing then? Yeah, I should have just
I'm
carried on
invited to
walking
the
down.
media center.
Yeah. I'm a journalist for Nerve Radio. I do a podcast
Have
with
you
Movie
heard
Up.
of Movie On Up podcast?
Empire? Who's that? No, no, no. Movie on Up. Yeah.
Um,
But it was a
I'm
great
glad
event
that it was a
over a
nice
year.
experience. Yeah, I'm glad that it was a nice little experience. And like we said, never know. Maybe down the line. I mean, the main thing that Adam told me is that the fact that we applied for two passes, obviously, but they only gave us one. And then Adam has said how there was definitely room for me there, so they
There,
totally could have invited me. So
there was.
really rude of them,
Yeah, right.
but hey ho,
Outrageous.
maybe BAFTAs 2025. Movie on
Yeah.
up will be there.
Fingers crossed. I think we should definitely apply again.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
If we get one press pass, you can go in my
Hopefully,
place.
with a little bit of luck, we might be able to push this pod a bit, get a bit of traction on TikTok, and then we can actually say we have a tiny bit of outreach. So
Yeah.
there's our New Year's resolution, guys. So
Yeah.
keep
From
us up
episode
on
10, from the reboot onwards.
that. Yeah, right. Right. Are we going to talk about
Yeah, so we may as
some of the
well,
winners?
while on the subject, let's talk about the results of the BAFTAs.
Adam has his lovely call sheet there, which has got
Mm.
like confidential, do not hand out until broadcast. So Adam's
Mm.
going to reel off the winners
Yes, I'm
for
going
us
to
and we're
read it
going
out. I'm
to
going to give out the address of Andrew Scott. No,
I'm going to dox Richard E. Grant.
going to dox Sophie Ellis Baxter. So yeah, original screenplay, Anatomy of a Fall won, which I think
Nice.
very deserving. I think screenplay is always a category I'm quite excited to see about because I think I love a script, like I really do, and it's something I've noticed in the last year and a half or so. Like ever since I saw Women Talking, I was like, this is
Mm.
a fantastic script. Maybe not the best film in this award season, but the script of that was just like every sentence you're like, that's so intelligent, that's so clever, that's so
Yeah.
sharp. And it was the same with Anatomy of a Fall for me. Like any most of it was a courtroom drama, right? And I think, yeah,
And how do you make that engaging? Yeah, that's so
yeah.
well done, mate.
And you didn't really feel lost. You were kind of, there were moments where you're like, I'm a little bit behind here, and it's a lot of information to take in. It's like a lecture. Like it's like you that was a 2 hour, 30-minute lecture, right? Sit me in front of a
Mm.
lecturer for 2.5 hours. I'm not that engaged, and yet Anatomy of a Fall had
Yeah,
me
right.
completely on tenterhooks. So yeah, more power to it. Um,
And that's actually
special,
being rerun in the cinema. Odeon are showing
yeah,
it tomorrow.
yeah, it is,
I
yeah.
wish I could catch it in the cinema, but unfortunately not. Go on,
Yeah,
next
I'll
one.
have to
Yeah.
see it again at some point. Yeah. Special visual effects. This one I think shocked me a bit considering how low key the winner is, I feel. But the nominees were The Creator, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, Napoleon, and Poor Things. And Poor Things won.
Really?
Which I thought is kind of weird because in my mind it probably utilizes the least amount of visual effects. But
Hmm. Because VFX is almost solely computer generated as well, isn't it? Whereas I felt like Poor Things was all practical.
hmm,
So unless it encompassed, but you're right. How has the creator not won that?
hmm,
Or maybe
Mission
Napoleon
Impossible.
because of the scale of it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's an interesting win. I wouldn't have picked that then.
yeah. Animated film. This one shocked me, I have to say. It's kind of the result I wasn't hoping for, just because it's the one film I haven't seen. But The Boy and the Heron one, which we both have just
Mm,
completely passed us by. I spoke to a friend today and she said she loved it, and she saw it a couple months ago. So maybe it is really good, and yeah, we've just dropped the
bet
ball on
not.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah, my
Um,
friend Tom, he watched it. He's a huge Ghibli fan, and he really liked it. Said it's really enjoyed it. So yeah,
hmm. That's interesting. Film not in an English language went to the zone of interest. I think that's
yeah,
uh
that's well
yeah.
deserved, I think, isn't it?
I've not seen Society of the Snow, but then Past Lives, Anatomy of a Fall was in there as well. So
Mm,
it's a very tight category, I think that one.
yeah, because they're all phenomenal, aren't they? I mean, like you said, we haven't seen Society of the Snow, but Past Lives, Anatomy, and goodness, Adam, what was the other one? Past Lives, Anatomy, and
Oh, it's Society of the Snow and 20 Days in
this is
Maripol, but I've not seen that either.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, chocolate category. I
Yeah.
think fair enough. Since Anatomy won screenplay, I get why they'd give it to another one.
Yeah, as David Tennant said in his opening speech, picking the BAFTA winners is like picking your favorite child. Difficult, but not impossible. Which I like that. We'll skip through a couple here, but casting went to The Holdovers, editing went to Oppenheimer,
Mm.
cinematography also to Oppenheimer, adapted screenplay, American fiction,
Mm.
which I thought that's a very close category as well.
Interesting. American Fiction getting it.
Yeah, because the other nominees in that was All of Us Strangers, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest.
Yeah, that's chocker, isn't it? In
And
that
I
category.
think most people would say that of those films, American Fiction is probably the weakest. I kind of would agree. But I don't know. I think I liked the American Fiction more than most people did. If you're thinking purely adapted screenplay, like you've taken a book, you've turned it into a film, how clear is that transition? I think American Fiction, I haven't read the original book of any of these, but it feels like a faithful adaptation, whereas I think Poor Things maybe took some liberties. Oppenheimer, it's like, how do you adapt a biopic really is.
Yeah,
Um,
totally. I think that's quite a good point, actually. Maybe that's definitely what we're looking at there, is that they are going, what one adapts their book, their source material the best.
mm,
Because you're right, with the book, the Oppenheimer book, like, how is that not just original screenplay kind of thing? Like I think Barbie's been nominated for adapted screenplay at the Oscars. Like, how is Barbie adapted screenplay when it's based on
yeah,
a brand? So
yeah.
I guess that's it. Yeah.
Supporting actor Robert Downey Jr. I think
Mm,
that's more than fair enough.
predictable.
Although he won over Dominic Sessa, Paul Mescal, Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, I can see that. I think we knew that he was gonna smash it for Oppenheimer.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, listeners, I am coughing like a trooper now. I must say, I sneezed several, like I'm talking into double digits in the media center, and it got to the point where the first two or three sneezes I did, no one really responded. Then five or six sneezes, people next to me said "bless you," and then when it got into double figures, I maybe sneezed about 15 times. They stopped saying "bless you" again. Um,
15 times.
and I kept coughing as well because my shirt was very tight, and it was quite hot. We were on the stage of the Queen Elizabeth Hall, and we had the stage lights shining down on us, and yeah, sensory overload.
Mm.
Anyway, mix of excitement, bright lights, tight collar, recipe for disaster. Supporting actress Davine Joy
Or
Randolph.
yeah, I'm glad she got that. I think she's Adam's really going for it
Sorry,
right now.
guys. I'm gonna mute my mic if I cough again.
I think that's really well deserved, and I'd love to see that happen throughout the Oscars as well. Because I
Yeah.
was a real big fan of her in the holdovers. I think that's really good that she's won that.
Hmm. Are you also of the opinion with me that Oppenheimer will win most things, but the holdovers I think has a real soft spot in my heart? But
Mm,
I understand why Oppenheimer wins, and it's not like I think that is objectively the best film in this awards season, right? But the holdovers, I'm like, "Ah, it feels like the underdog. It feels like I connect more with that film, I think.
yeah, I'd rather watch holdovers again than Oppenheimer.
Yeah. I
Yeah, I think
think
it's got more. I guess
I'd
they're
sooner
not
buy the
giving
holdovers.
awards for the most. Yeah, they're not giving awards for the most consumable film, are they? But
No, yeah.
yeah, I think holdovers is really good. See, I'm going up now, bloody hell. I think the holdovers is really good, and I would like it to win something here and there. But you're right. I think Oppenheimer will just take the whole thing.
Sorry, I'm laughing at you coughing. That's really mean. We're on death's door. That's what we get for talking about Madam Web. Um,
Yeah, right. That
Original
bloke from
score.
TikTok's put a curse on us.
Yeah, yeah. Original score went to Oppenheimer. Ludwig Göransson. I don't
Yeah,
think that's a surprise to anyone. Again, sound went to the
yeah.
Zone of Interest. I mean,
We
you
said that,
haven't.
didn't we? We said about that.
Yeah, you haven't caught
Nice.
it yet, have you? But that is, if you've seen it, you
No.
know exactly why it goes to that. In fact, in the winners' press conference, the guys responsible for the sound actually said something fascinating that I didn't even think of. He had to get reinforced, like thicker doors on his office in his house, um, because he would spend hours a day for months listening to the sounds of the Holocaust, which is just, my God, that was someone's job to do.
Yeah,
And
Jesus
apparently,
Christ.
and he said it just so casually in the interview, and he said quite candidly, yeah, at the end of it all, I did feel quite low. So it took me a couple of weeks to shake that off, but I'm so happy it works out well in the film. I'm like, dude, are you all right?
Bro's in therapy for that now. Like, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah, Johnny Byrne and Tarn Willers were the guys behind that. But yeah, production design, poor things. I feel like Barbie got a bit snubbed there, but there we are.
Mm.
Outstanding British film. There were 10 nominees in this film, in this category. All of Us Strangers, How to Have Sex, Napoleon, The Old Oak, Poor Things, Rye Lane, Saltburn, Scrapper, Wonka, and The Zone of Interest. The Zone of Interest won. Um, Interesting category there.
What was that category, sorry?
Outstanding British film.
Why is there only interest in that?
It's directed by Jonathan Glazer,
Right, okay. That's interesting though.
and I think
I didn't realize that.
released by A24 actually. But I think there was a substantial British team behind it, but I think it was shot almost exclusively in Poland, if not entirely. And then the cast is mostly German, so yeah,
Yeah.
an international effort for sure. But
Yeah,
um,
because it's not even been shown at most British cinemas. So that's really odd, isn't it, that that's there?
yeah,
I would have
people
liked All of Us
seem.
Strangers to win that.
I think I agree. Yeah, yeah, that's the category for it to win, isn't it? Because that's a very
Yeah,
good
if it's going to
category
win
to walk away
anyway.
with. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. We're rattling through these. We've got not long left of the podcast. And what is the time? It's midnight. It's now gone midnight, listeners. So strap in. Costume design went to Poor
Yeah.
Things. Yeah.
Again, yeah, fair enough. But
As did makeup and hair.
okay. Was
Best.
Barbie not?
Yeah. Right. Well, Barbie wasn't nominated for makeup and hair, which shocks me. I didn't know that until we got to the category. I was like, wait a minute, and I had to check my notes. But yeah, kind of ridiculous.
Yeah,
Director, best director, Chris Nolan, of course. When I actually
of
directed
course.
Oppenheimer, I knew that I had to really just sell myself to this project entirely. Well, look at me, I'm now walking away with a BAFTA and I hope an Oscar statuette. Yes, that would be the dream.
To get me in the mood for the Oscars, for the BAFTAs, sorry, I actually listened to the Zone of Interest soundtrack on repeat. I really love the blood curdling screams. They just really make me feel how I sound inside.
Yeah. You know, I actually
So
turned off
stupid.
Ludwig Göransson's score, and I said, no, I don't want to listen to this. I want to listen to the best score this year. Of course, I'm just Ken.
You know, I love what Ludwig's score, but I do find Oppenheimer really hits different if you replace it with another Ludwig score, The Mandalorian. Especially the moment when Albert Einstein turns around. If you time that with the Mando theme.
Anyway, Ludwig, can't believe you came in just to play that little bit of the soundtrack.
Yeah,
Thank you.
right. He does it all with his mouth. He doesn't even use
Yeah,
instruments.
no, yeah, incredible. That man is
No
talented.
wonder he got best soundtrack for
Yeah,
the
God, yeah.
BAFTAs.
Incredible. And then final few awards, EE Rising Star, the only public voted award, went to Mere Mechanic Bruce, which I was, yeah, very happy about. I
Yeah,
was expecting Ayo Edebiri, but yeah, well done, Mia. That's really, um, really amazing. Of course, from the dumping
I would
ground,
have
Tracy
liked.
Beaker returns. How to have sex. Yeah.
Oh my God, she's in Tracy Beaker, isn't she?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I know her from.
Yeah, what?
She
That's
was like one of
cool.
my
That's
first
really
celebrity
cool.
crushes. So, Mia, if you're
Oh
listening,
yeah, I didn't even click that.
hey,
Come on the podcast.
yeah.
I would have quite liked Ayo had a Debris to win that,
Mm.
but yeah,
I was expecting her to win, but yeah, very happy that for Mia. So yeah, great result there.
I thought
And
Jacob Lordy would win. I thought Jacob Lordy would win for sure.
mm,
With this whole fucking Saltburn palaver that's still going on now, even three months
even
later.
you've grown tired of it.
Yeah, I like Saltburn, but I've had enough of it.
Listeners, Alfie slumped back in his chair, let out a big exhale there. Anyway, right, we are running out of time on this Zoom call, so let's just get out the last three biggest
Rattle.
awards. Leading actor, Cillian Murphy. Leading actress, Emma Stone. Best film, Oppenheimer. I think
I
that's,
think that's going to be an Oscar parallel.
yep, for sure. I think Cillian Murphy, yep, definitely the best actor there. Barry Keoghan was nominated in that. Like, what?
Well,
Um,
Saltburn?
yeah,
No,
it's just
that's
too much,
funny.
isn't it? Yeah. Um,
Yeah, it's too much.
yeah, best film, Oppenheimer. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I think pretty much all of those categories are going to be paralleled at the Oscars in a couple of weeks. I think they are. I think it's just a predecessor to it, isn't it? I don't think
Yeah.
there'll be much difference.
I think the Oscars will give an award, if not two, to to Barbie,
Barbie, yeah.
just to kind of keep fans happy.
Mm,
But we'll see. We'll see. The fact that it's got any nominations at all, I think, is already incredible for that film
yeah.
because it didn't set out to do that. So I think, people were really getting up in arms about it, and yeah, I think, it's already achieved a lot. It was the highest grossing film of last year. So it's won the box office already, and that's impressive in itself. So
For sure.
there we go. Those were the BAFTAs, the EE 2024 BAFTA Film Awards. Um, what did you think of it? Get in touch with the show. You can do so by emailing movieonuppod@gmail.com or going to Instagram. Our handle is,
At Movie On Up Pod, they're exactly the same now. We finally changed them.
yes.
Movie On Up Pod on Insta, Movie On Up Pod at Gmail to email us. Get in touch with us. Let us know what you think. Give us some questions, some topics to talk about. Let us know what you thought of Madam Web.
Yeah. Do you think Madam Web was snubbed at the Oscars? No, it wasn't because the release dates didn't line up. But watch this space, guys. 2025 Oscars. It's gonna wipe the floor. Yeah, baby.
Wipe the floor. Dakota Johnson, Best Actress.
Well, hey. There we
Thank you
go.
very much for listening, ladies and gents. We will see you next week. We've got one more digital episode, and then we'll be back in the studio together for a little bit more chemistry. But I think this week's been good. I think
Yeah,
this week's been a nice little one for you. So hope you enjoyed.
absolutely. Thank you
Um,
for tuning in.
that's it from us.
We'll be back with you with another episode very soon.